Hello, everyone, and welcome to Heart and Soul PR. I'm your host, Jimmy Borges. Today's episode, I'm going to speak to you about why I chose Puerto Rico to be my new home and what led up to making that decision. I took an early retirement from my job as a firefighter with the Irvington, New Jersey Fire Department. And after serving 23 years, I had to make a decision whether I'm going to stick out another 2 years for full retirement or uh, put my health as a priority and retire early. I have a disease known as sarcoidosis. It affects my lungs, and during the 23 years of service as a firefighter, I was exposed to a lot of hazardous conditions, performing the job as a firefighter, and carbon monoxide, the burning plastics, and other contaminants that are found within that environment. Also, the stress of the job. Stress causes a weakened immune system. And because I already have an autoimmune disease, sarcoidosis, it affected me quite often. And during my 23 years, I had 4 really difficult bouts with the disease that required hospitalization. And prior to my retirement, probably around 2016 in November, the disease hit me hard and required hospitalization for a couple of weeks. And it took probably about 6 months before the disease finally started to subside with medication. And so I decided that I couldn't keep gambling with my health and decided to retire early. I retired on April 1st, 2017. But now the decision I had to make, and I made along with my wife, was the cold weather of New Jersey. It lasts too long. It starts in November and lasts until April. So that also affected my health. So we said, okay. Well, for many years we said that we were going to consider moving to North Carolina once I retired. And even though full retirement was 2 years away, because of my illness, we had to expedite that decision. So prior to moving to North Carolina, I had a phone conversation with my sister, who was living in Puerto Rico at the time. And she says, look, Jimmy, before you decide to go anywhere, why don't you come and spend a little time with me here in Puerto Rico? And she happened to have her house, that was vacant at the time. She had moved in with her husband into a house that he owned in the same town. So, speaking with my wife, we said, why not? We're retired. What else are we going to do? So we took her up on the offer, and we moved to Puerto Rico that June of 2017. And so that was the impetus, which was the illness of moving. But Puerto Rico wasn't our first choice. But once we moved there, and we were there for probably about 4 months, we traveled around the island. We met a lot of people. We made friends. We enjoyed a lot of time at the beach, a lot of time in the mountains. We fell in love, and we knew that this was where we needed to move. So when we got back to New Jersey, we said, okay, this is it. We're going to pack up and move all our possessions and move to Puerto Rico, into my sister's house. And we stayed there for 4 months, and then Hurricane Maria came and forced us to really go back to the States. And when we left Puerto Rico, probably about 10 days after Hurricane Maria hit, we ended up again to the place that we started considering in the beginning, and that was North Carolina. But while we were living in North Carolina, we would come back and forth to Puerto Rico to visit, and it just drew us back. And in 2022, we found a piece of property here in Puerto Rico, put in an offer, it was accepted, and we moved. And we sold our house in North Carolina probably within 4 days. We had an offer, and we closed within 30 days. And then in Puerto Rico, it was the same situation. We closed within 45 days in Puerto Rico, and we've been here ever since. We love the island. again, not knowing the language, it's, you know, a lot of effort to, practice and study and, pick up, different sentences here and there to get me through a conversation. But we're coming along, and even if you don't know Spanish, people here speak English, and even if it's broken, they can communicate with you. So, that's what made us feel comfortable about making that move. And again, we live in the country, we live in the mountains, and we're probably about an hour's drive from some of the big sites, the big towns and big cities, probably an hour drive to the beach. And there's several beaches within that 1 hour radius that we really enjoy. So, you know, my health was the reason for retiring, and my sister was kind of like the reason why we ended up in Puerto Rico. She gave us that opportunity to live here for a while and see the island for ourselves. And between the island's beauty and the the beauty of the people themselves and their compassion and their joy, in everyday life. They love dancing, they love music, they love their cars, they love each other, and no one's a stranger. And that's what we love so much about being here on the island. So I hope to share more of our experiences with you as we go, and what entailed, what was the difficulty in moving our possessions here and getting a car and buying a property. So I want to cover that in more future videos. So if you want to, see our journey and enjoy our travels, please like and subscribe. If you have questions, please leave a comment, and I would love to get back to all of you. So once again, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Take care.